Are you feeling stuck in that frustrating paycheck to paycheck cycle, wondering how you're ever going to get ahead? You are not alone. Recent studies have shown 70% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. And millennials are the highest generational group facing this challenge. Living in this cycle can lead to constant stress, limit your choices, and prevent you from building the secure financial future you deserve. That's exactly why I'm here today, to give you a clear path forward. Even if you're not living paycheck to paycheck or just new to the world of personal finance, this is a great foundation to learn and have in your toolkit. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through the 5 essential things you need to do every single time you get paid. Implementing this routine can be a game changer in taking control of your finances and finally breaking that paycheck to paycheck cycle. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Stefanino and I'm a life and mindset coach. My passion is helping women like you build the life they truly love and achieve your biggest goals. And part of that is financial security and freedom. So let's build a routine that works for you. Let's go. Number 1, know your numbers. I totally get it. When you're not feeling great about your financial situation, the last thing you probably want to do is actually look at your numbers. Don't feel bad for avoiding the situation. There's actually a term for this. It's called the ostrich effect. According to Dr. Sarah Newcomb, in behavioral economics, the ostrich effect refers to the tendency to avoid negative financial information. As much as we want to ignore them, there's only one way to solve the situation, and that is actually going through and assessing the actual numbers. This is the foundation for taking control of your money. So I know you don't want to look at it, but today we're going to do it right now. We're going to map out your essential monthly expenses. Let's make it super easy. Grab a pen and paper or open a simple spreadsheet while you're listening to this and follow along. We're going to go through and list all your non-negotiable expenses. So first one is rent or mortgage. Next is utilities, such as electricity, gas, water, trash. Next would be your phone bill, your internet, transportation, so car payment, insurance, gas, public transportation, and groceries. Minimum debt payments, we'll address this more later, insurance, health, car, etc., and childcare. Add all of these numbers up. This total is your reference point, the absolute minimum amount of money you need each month to cover your essential living expenses. Now, what we just did is a great start, but you're going to want to sit down and get into the nitty-gritty of it. You want to do a more in-depth version of what we did by tracking your income and spending for 1 month. You can use budgeting apps, simple spreadsheets, or even a good old-fashioned notebook. Each has its pros and cons. Apps can automate a lot, but a spreadsheet gives you more ability to customize. So find what works for you and commit to tracking for at least 1 month to get a clear picture. If you want a simple, easy budget template similar to what we did above, I'll leave a link below in the description. So the reason why we want to take a look at our income and spending for a month is that it can help us break it all down and we can see the different categories that we spend in. Understanding each category is also key. For example, knowing your average utility bill can help you identify potential areas for savings, like being more mindful of energy consumption, or if your water bill was much higher this month, maybe there's a leak you don't know about. It's helpful to differentiate between fixed expenses and variable expenses. Fixed expenses, those that stay relatively the same each month, rent, your monthly cell phone bill, your internet, and variable expenses, those that fluctuate like groceries or your transportation costs. This helps you predict your spending and identify areas where you have more control. Now, what if you look at your bottom line and realize it's higher than your income? Don't panic. The first step is to identify any non-essentials, also known as your wants. We may have to put a temporary pause or eliminate the wants for now. We'll talk about increasing your income later, but for now, focus on getting a clear and honest picture of your current spending and figuring out what's essential and what's not. Remember, your brain will focus on what you give it. Some of you might be thinking that this sounds terrible to give up your wants and cut spending. However, I see it as only temporary. Once you set your foundations, you can work towards your financial goals without having to reset over and over after facing unforeseeable financial setbacks. Giving a temporary pause to your wants will give you a boost towards your financial future. So, number 2 is automate your money. Think back to when you receive your paycheck. Taxes are automatically deducted, right? Let's apply that same out of sight, out of mind principle to your financial goals. We're going to set up automatic transfers into at least 3 buckets: spending, investing, and savings. When you get paid, you typically start paying everyone else, your landlord, your utilities, your car payment, but we want to get into the habit of paying ourselves first. To truly pay yourself first, this means setting up dedicated accounts for those purposes. So first, set up 2 additional accounts, one for investing and one for saving. You should already have your main account for the spending bucket. Most banks make this easy. You should be able to open a new account from your app. And typically it's free when you have other accounts at the same bank. And if not, then maybe it's time to shop around for a new bank. If you are a W-2 worker, once you set up your new accounts, let's make it easy. Go to your HR, let them know you would like to split your direct deposit into 3 accounts, and you can let them know the percentage or dollar amount into each account. For a general rule of thumb, you could designate 65% of your paycheck into the spending account, 15% into your investing account, and 10% into your savings account. If you're a freelancer or receive a 1099 and your income is more variable, it can be trickier to automate, but still possible. You might set up a monthly percentage-based transfer or adjust your transfers at the end of the month based on your income for that month. The key is to make it as consistent and easy as possible. The beauty of automation is that it takes the emotion and decision-making out of saving and investing. It becomes a seamless part of your routine, making it much easier to stick to your financial plan and build momentum. Step number 3, tackle that high interest debt. So we talked about knowing your numbers, and now it's time to identify those debts that are really holding you back. Typically anything with an interest rate higher than, let's say, 7%. This is where the cost of borrowing can really erode your financial progress. Now, once we have those initial steps in place, knowing where our money is going and automating the flow, we can aggressively tackle the silent wealth killer, the high interest debt. It's interesting to see how kids nowadays perceive money, especially with the rise of a cashless society. It can seem like magic. My daughter recently got a gift card to Yogurtland for her birthday, and she was so sweet. She treated us. She was so proud. She was like, "I got this, guys." But then the next day, we were at In-N-Out. She heard the employee say, "The total is $36. And she confidently said, "Oh, $36? That's fine. I'll just pay with my Yogurtland card." It was so cute, but also concerning because it highlights how the concept of credit doesn't logically make sense. From their perspective, they see adults swiping and tapping. It's magic money. It's just a card that pays for everything. Honestly, I think many adults might fall into this similar way of thinking about credit cards. They don't fully calculate the real cost of using credit or financing when you don't pay it off immediately. So the tip is to constantly remind yourself that you are overpaying for anything you put on a credit card and don't pay off quickly. Don't get me wrong, I am not saying to never finance anything. I understand and value using debt as a tool. I had to pay and work my way through college. I would have never been able to attend college if it wasn't for debt and credit cards. So I'm not saying never to use debt. However, I'm talking about using debt to inflate your lifestyle and convenience and comfort. Using your credit card to buy that bigger TV or shop the Sephora sale because it's on sale. As someone who loves a good deal, I hate knowing I overpaid for something. Hit that like button if you agree. A great reframe or way to shift from convenient buy now, pay later mentality is being honest with yourself and knowing that you are willingly overpaying for this item if you are unable to pay it off immediately. So now that you know you are overpaying for it, ask yourself, is it still worth buying? Focus on making more than the minimum payments on your high interest debts to save money in the long run and free up some cash flow. Consider strategies like the debt snowball or the debt avalanche. Choose the method that best motivates you. If we want to build our wealth and create a secure financial future, we want to stop paying for past experiences and expenses. I know debt can feel overwhelming and sometimes even shameful, but remember, you're taking control now. Your past does not have to dictate your future. Every dollar you pay towards that high interest debt is a dollar freed up for your future. Rather than looking back and feeling regret for all the purchases you wish you could undo, focus on the empowering feeling of reducing your debt burden and taking back control of your finances today. Number 4, make your money multiply. This is where we start building real momentum for the future. Once you're consistently automating your savings and actively tackling your high interest debt, it's time to prioritize investments that will grow your wealth over time. The absolute first step here, if it's available to you, is to max out your 401k to your employer match. This is plain and simple free money. Think of it as your employer contributing to your future just for taking action. So please do not miss out on this. As a former CPA, I used to see so many people not taking advantage of their employer 401k match because they had this false concept of they can't afford to do this. They don't have the money to do that. However, what they didn't understand is that when you contribute to a 401k, you are using pre-tax money. So that means you are lowering your taxable income. And what that means is ultimately you pay less taxes. So this is a win-win. Not only are you putting money towards your financial future, but you're also lowering your current tax bill. And I know some of you might say, but I barely have enough to spend right now. Remember that out of sight, out of mind aspect of taxes. If the government raised taxes right now, what would you do? You might complain, but ultimately you would have to find a way to pay the taxes. So why not have the same attitude when it comes to paying yourself first? I believe that you are capable and very resourceful and know that you can figure it out if you tried. So pay yourself first and take advantage of your employer's match. The power of compounding is what truly makes your money multiply over time. It's essentially earning interest on your initial investment and on the interest you've already earned. The earlier you start, the more time compounding has to work its magic. When you're ready to contribute beyond the match, explore other tax advantage investment strategies. This could include a Roth IRA where your money grows tax-free and withdrawals in retirement are also tax-free, or a traditional IRA which offers tax deductions now and tax-deferred growth. Or if you have a high deductible health plan, an HSA account might be a good fit for you. So if you want to learn more about the HSA account, I'll link my video in the description below. The best choice, as always, depends on your individual financial situation. Remember, investing doesn't have to be complicated or overwhelming for beginners. Start with the basics and start small. Start with understanding and considering your risk tolerance and how comfortable you are with potential fluctuations in the market. And also your time horizon. How long do you have until you need the money? Number 5, review and adjust. Think of your financial plan as a living document, not something set in stone. Life happens, your income might increase, and your expenses will likely shift over time, and your financial goals might even evolve as you learn and grow. It's important to make it a regular habit. I recommend monthly, right around your payday, to review your budget and those automated transfers we set up. This isn't about beating yourself up. It's about staying informed and making conscious choices with your money. These are the questions that you can ask yourself at your monthly check-in. You want to do an accuracy check. Are my essential expenses still accurate? Have they gone up or down? Debt progress. Am I on track to meet my debt repayment goals? Can I allocate any extra this month? Savings and investments. Are my automated contributions to savings and investments happening consistently? Am I on pace to reach my goals? Opportunity scan. Are there any areas where I consistently overspend? Alignment check. Does my current spending reflect my financial goals and what I truly value? Income assessment. Is your current income trajectory aligned with your long-term financial aspirations? Are there opportunities to increase your income? This review isn't just about looking at the numbers, it's about critical thinking and brainstorming ways to optimize your financial situation. For example, during your review, you might notice that your essential spending on transportation is really high. This is your cue to actively problem solve. Have you explored options like carpooling, using public transportation, or even considering a more fuel efficient car? Similarly, if you find yourself consistently overspending on dining out, ask yourself why. Is it a social need? Is it a convenience issue? Once you understand the root cause, you can brainstorm healthier and more budget friendly alternatives that you'll actually stick to. Now, let's talk about the income side. During your review, ask yourself, am I satisfied with my current income? Are there any opportunities for a promotion or a raise? Could I explore a side hustle based on my skills or passions to bring in some extra income? Remember, while cutting your expenses has its limits, there's only so much you can save, right? Your earning potential often is much greater. This monthly check in is also a powerful time for a money mindset reset. Ask yourself, what do I truly value in my life? Does my spending reflect those values? If you value experiences, but find that you're spending more on material possessions, this is your chance to realign. And finally, be honest with yourself. Does your current money mindset truly support your financial goals? If you subconsciously believe you're not good with money or that financial freedom is unattainable for you, you'll likely sabotage your efforts. This is a chance to challenge those limiting beliefs and to cultivate a more empowering money mindset. So, there you have it, your payday routine 5 powerful steps you can implement every single time you get paid to start building financial security. It might seem like a lot at first, but once you establish this routine, it will become second nature, and you'll start to see a real difference in your financial well being and your overall confidence. Breaking this cycle is achievable. It takes awareness, intention, and consistent action with a willingness to review and adjust along the way. Start implementing these steps today, even if it's just 1 or 2 at a time. Remember, every small step forward is significant progress. Let me know which one of these steps you're going to start implementing today. To help you get started, I have a free budgeting template that you can download today. Be sure to click the link in the description below. And if you want to learn about the 11 micro habits that help me build wealth, watch this next video.